You know about Northern Cardinals, right? Beautiful birds, everyone agrees. But what's wrong with this guy? And this one? Do these birds just look like this sometimes, or do these birds have a problem? There are a lot of ideas out there about this. I always thought that these birds were molting, and sometimes they lost all their head feathers in one go as a part of the process. Some birds have a rough molt. This also happens to blue jays pretty frequently. But cardinals generally molt in the late summer and early fall. So why has this one been hanging around bald in my yard since April? They might have mites. Bird mites are tiny arachnids that live on birds and suck their bird blood. Birds have a few different strategies to control them. Many species, including cardinals, do this unbelievable thing called anting. I couldn't get footage of the cardinals in my yard doing this, but look at this cool crow from France anting. They lay on the ground and wait for ants to crawl on them, which helps control the mites. How? Well, it's probably formic acid. Several species of ant emit formic acid, especially when they're threatened. So, birds let the ants crawl all over them, and in some cases they pick up the ants in their beaks and rub them on their feathers, getting formic acid all over themselves. There are a couple theories about formic acid and why birds want it. One is that the smell of the acid repels the actual mites. Another is that the formic acid helps relieve the itching caused by all those mite bites. Or maybe it's both. Birds also deal with mites through preening, picking the bugs off with their beaks as they clean their feathers. Sunbathing and dust bathing are also strategies. On the parts of their body they can't reach with their beak, they might scratch with their dinosaur feet. This process can tear out some feathers, and next thing you know, these cardinals are being served long-form social media ads for all-inclusive feather transplant trips to Turkey. I love this joke because it works two ways. Turkeys, the birds, are also notoriously bald. But whether it's mites or molts, these birds do run into some real-life problems when they lose their head feathers. I don't want to be shallow and say that cardinals are absolutely reliant on their looks, but let's be real. Ornithologists are pretty sure that bold and beautiful plumage is a mating strategy across species. And there's some evidence that losing that beautiful coif means a male cardinal is less likely to find a mate. Like human baldness, the indignity of cardinal baldness seems to be more of an inconvenience than an existential threat. But maybe it still hurts. So, next time I see the bald cardinals in the yard, I'm gonna casually say something like, "Wow, look at that beautiful cardinal," rather than, "Oh, look at that horrible turkey." I want to use my voice to build birds up, not make them feel bad. That said, who's the worst-looking bird in your neighborhood? I'd love to hear why you like them in spite of their looks. Thanks for watching.